Hi guys, it's Andrea here. Welcome to my channel. I just wanted to do a video on how to heal Lyme Part 7, pacing. So pacing is something that is more, I think, holistic, and probably not many doctors would introduce it to you if you're not into the naturopath stuff or kind of holistic healing. So what it is basically is it's pacing to a point that your body can hold and work out either physically, well, both physically and mentally. So, mentally, when you're sick, you have so much on your mind and you're with your illness and you're always fighting and thinking about how I can get better here and what can I do there and what medicine do I take here. You're dealing with your symptoms every single day. That's mentally draining. And on top of it, it's physically hard because your body is going through a lot of symptoms. And so physically your body's going through stress, and mentally, even though it's like a good stress of fighting and trying to get everything done and get on top of your illness, you're always having to think about it a lot, and how you can get better and what you can take for this, and now this issue is here and what can I do for that, and let's research this and let's go to this doctor and specialist and all these procedures that you get done and stuff like that. So it is both mentally and physically draining, and pacing helps you figure out what your body can actually tolerate, both mentally and physically. So when I first got sick, I was so ill to the point of I'd walk into the village with my daughter for 15 minutes and come home 15 minutes later and I would be dead out on the couch, couldn't do dinner, couldn't do anything at that point. I'd have to rest for hours before I could do anything. I would suffer with that for 3 days. It came in like spurts like that. Like if I did something a little extra, you've got your family life. You do everything with your family. Everything you guys want to do, and then you have your social life, which you do with each other, with your family, but then also you go out and meet others. On top of that, you have your house to clean, you have lots of responsibilities, and you have animals, and you're dealing with them. So, and then there's life, and then there's your illness, and your illness you're trying to get on top of, and then both you and your daughter have lives, and you're doing all your stuff, and you've got lives, you're doing all your things you both do, and then things you do together, and so your family life and stuff like that. So it is a lot going on. And so what happened was, like I said, I'd walk with my daughter for 15 minutes there, 15 minutes back, came home, be flat out for 3 days. At first they thought it was lupus because I'd have I used to call them 3-day flares because that's the only way I could describe it. I'd garden work for 30 minutes, an hour, just an additional thing to everything else. And I'd come in the house and I'd be so swollen and inflamed, so bad. And I'd be so sore and I'd be so fatigued and I'd feel dizzy and sick and nauseous and faint and a little out of it, I didn't know what was going on. I thought, oh my God, I'm that exerted from my illness that extra exertion just completely flattened me out. And like I said, it would go on for days, 3 days. So I talked to this woman who was a professional in the holistic field, and I have to give her credits for, she was right that maybe I was doing too much for my body mentally and physically, and that I need to slow it down. But no offense to her, she told me I really had to slow it down. We're talking put the laundry in on Monday, Tuesday put in the dryer. I'm like, ew, the clothes. I'm a real go-getter type personality. Wednesday, maybe fold them. Thursday, put them away. So I told her, I said, this is great what you're suggesting, but honestly, I cannot do this. This is not my personality type. And that's what you have to adapt pacing to, is what your personality type is like and what you think, what makes you feel comfortable. Because if I did that, I'd feel so stagnated. I'd feel like it's way slower than just going out in the garden and then having 3 days of suffering. I'd rather have that. I don't want it to be that slow. That makes me feel so unaccomplished. You're already behind when you're sick, right? You're behind on this, and then you have a flare for 3 days, and you're behind on this and this. So now not only are you behind here, what you were trying to catch up on, but then you're out for 3 days. If you catch on one thing, you got this stuff behind, and then you're out for 3 days, you got another stuff you're behind, then you're really behind. So it's like, I can't just do like this like little pacing thing. I can't do it. It's not my personality. I'm like, I'm sorry, all respect to you, but I cannot do that. So I figured out my own pacing program for myself, what felt comfortable for me, both physically and mentally. And what was comfortable for me was, maybe washing and drying and folding. And then the next day or two, I would put it away. If there was a lot of laundry, put a little bit here away this day and then a little bit here away the next day. I just felt better if I washed them and dried them, and I knew that they were all clean and fresh and folded and like no wrinkles. I don't know, that's just what made me feel better. So I did that, and then I would take my time putting them away, because to me putting them away was not a big deal. If they were on the bed and we used a pair of pants and later threw them in the wash, that was not a big deal to me. Or if a day later went by and then we put them in our closet, that was not a big deal to me. So like put them away in our drawers, whatever. So for me, that was what worked for me. I started doing walking, and at first I would do like a half an hour walk. It was way too much for me. It threw me out. If it throws you out, the pace is too high. You're pacing too high. Then I went down to like maybe a 10-minute walk, and I could handle that. And then don't do it again the next day, but the day after, a 10-minute walk. Oh my God, now I'm walking every second day. Short time, but I'm still walking. All these tips that I'm giving you enable you to get better and somewhat, and healthier, somewhat, to give you somewhat more energy to get out and do these extra things. Maybe it's walking as well. Maybe I would do 10 minutes of gardening every second day. I'd get that done. I was like, oh, now I'm walking. And I'm doing gardening, and it was just like little things, like what I was talking about is, getting the laundry done, and thinking, wow, I did that. So all these kind of things, you'll start as you're slowly getting better to be able to do them, but pacing is the point. You got to find the right pace for your body. Don't feel bad if you walk up a flight of stairs instead of the elevator to the medical office. That's something that you didn't do before, but you're doing now. I don't care how small it is, how minuscule it is. You guys start building your body very, very slowly. Eventually, you'll start building your body so high, you'll have enough energy you can do anything. I went and I had soft tissue rheumatism, and the rheumatologist said to me, I'm sorry, but you're never going to run ever again. And I looked at my daughter and I was like, no way, this isn't going to happen. I am an avid runner. I've been running since I was young. I came second in BC. I still do long distance running. I do it with my daughter. I love it. It's something that brings me joy, and I want to continue it. So I did go out, and I will actually get into that story on another video because it's kind of long. But anyways, I will save that for the next video. But anyways, so basically, you build up your energy and you get to a point where you can start doing all these little things, intertwine them with your regular life and your family life and your social life and your house and your car. Car, oh my God. Okay, your car too, but your pets and your responsibilities and everything else, just life. And you can add all these little things in a little bit at a time. And as long as they're consistently staying the same, it's not like you walk 5 minutes and then 2 days later you can't do the 5 minutes, then that's too high. You need to be able to be doing it every second day. Okay, so I'm gonna wash my hair twice a week. You don't have to pick the days, but as long as you get it done, one night you're feeling like, oh, I have a little more energy. I think I'm gonna wash my hair, and then just wash your hair. And make sure it's twice a week. It doesn't really matter approximately what exact days, but within the week, just get 2 days in, that's it. So I just wanted to share that with you, and I want you guys to try to do little changes, really little changes. Maybe it's cooking one meal a night, dinner every night. Or maybe start with lunch, or maybe just porridge in the morning, where you cook it and you wash your dishes and you put them away. If you're really this ill, like I was ill, making that porridge, washing those dishes, putting away, going to the grocery store killed me. It was physically draining, mentally draining. You're getting all these bags, you're coming home and you're having to put everything away. That used to wear me out. Okay, so, you know, now I can do a pretty big grocery load with my daughter and we can come home and we can both deal with it. If I'm by myself, I'll do a half load, but I can do it by myself now. Before, and without payment after, you know, like I wouldn't be dying after. I'd be fine and able to handle it. So you want to be to that point where your body and your mind can handle it on top of everything else. Just adding those little things in, or that one thing in. So my challenge to you is for you to try to do it and pick one thing. Tell me what you picked. Like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what you picked. Tell me how it's going. If you have any questions at all, please just message me below and I will get back to you. And yeah, take care and we'll see you on the next video on Monday.